everybody, welcome to Fauxropter. Sitting with me today is John Dutton. I myself am Bobbie and today's word is kind of a surprise for me, so I'm very excited.
Hi everybody, as was just mentioned by the person sitting in front of me, I'm John Dutton, and the word that we have today is gentleman.
All right, John, why did you choose gentleman?
I chose gentleman because it's an old word that I happen to know comes from... This podcast isn't about etymology, it's not about the origin of words, but I happen to know that it comes from gentilhomme, and because we both speak French, we know what that means. It means...
Nice guy.
A nice guy. It basically means a nice guy in like medieval French, right? And there's a similar word like in Spanish and stuff. Like the concept of this, I think... Gentil is more like gentility, like almost like nobility, right? Like you're well brought up, okay?
Yeah.
So you're a nice guy. You're a well-behaved young man, let's just say, or older man. But now we might think of gentleman as being an older man because it sounds like, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like a sort of like old school sort of sexist way of thinking about people, a bit.
I guess. Gentleman, I think, is like the highest form of a compliment for a man.
Which is lovely, right?
Yeah, I would be really happy if I was like a boy and someone was like, oh, what a gentleman. I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm a gentleman. Instead, I get lady. I don't want to be a lady.
You don't want to be a lady.
No.
Well, because it all comes from sort of medieval...
Well, it comes from like
nobility.
Titles, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that made it pop into my mind as a potential subject for discussion on Fauxropter was this group of, I guess I would call them wankers, but that would be... I would also call them bozos. I could say a bunch of different words. And in fact, I think wanker would be a very ironic term for them, which is the Proud Boys.
Ugh.
Right. So you didn't know that was coming and you had a visceral reaction, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right. So we're not going to give them any more oxygen than they need, that group. And where the intersection is with incels and people like this, I don't know.
Who cares?
I don't care because it's all part of a very toxic patriarchal system that a bunch of insecure men are clinging onto.
Mm-hmm. They literally have to be called boys.
Yes. So for some reason they were in the news recently and I was like, it's like the opposite of gentleman.
It's true. It's the absolute opposite. And like to have proud in there riles me up because it's just so unfortunate that they would be proud of that. Like, this is what you chose to be proud of. I'm proud of a lot of things. I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of my education. I'm proud of my family. That's what they're proud of.
They're proud of somehow not masturbating, from what I understand, which is why I labeled them as a bunch of wankers. Also, just being generally sort of like shitty, ill-behaved, not well-behaved young men.
Exactly. Not nice guys.
And I think that the without digging too far into this, like I said, insecurity, but like there's some sort of like chip on the shoulder thing going on where they feel like nice guys finish last. But in fact, gentlemen are what we should be aspiring to be because I have another example. It's in the news right now, unfortunately, is Vladimir Putin.
Oh. Vladimir
Putin is not a gentle man.
But the president of Ukraine is a gentleman. You can tell.
Yeah, you can. And that's a really good point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the metaphorical sense, he's a gentleman and Putin is not a gentleman. But even in the literal sense, Putin is a violent man. Mm-hmm. He is not a gentle man. He doesn't treat people gently. Yeah. Well, he doesn't care.
He doesn't treat people with respect. Part of being a gentleman is, in my opinion, is being very respectful and courteous. And thinking of others. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Like when I call somebody a gentleman, that's what I'm referring to.
It seems like that would be something to aspire to.
Exactly.
Wouldn't it? That would make, I think, the person being a gentleman feel good about their behavior and make the people that they're interacting with feel good too, right?
Yeah. And I have like a thing with it. When people refer to themselves like, I'm a young woman, I'm not a girl. Because that's a child. So when people refer to themselves as boys or girls, as fully grown adults, it's infuriating. why are you aspiring to be a child? And if you are, then you do not deserve adult rights.
Yeah, I get that. So what was your feeling? And I think you were too young when the record came out, but girls just want to have fun. Putting you on the spot now. Bobbie Gaucher, go.
I despise that song.
Okay. See, I don't know. You never know how it's going to go.
But like even like girls' weekend, girls' trips, like no.
What about girls' night out? That's a thing that women in their early 40s love to have.
First of all, when I am in my early 40s, I will not be having girls' nights out. I will be having regular time out with my friends.
And that's what you're going to hashtag it as on...
I can't wait to use that hashtag. Hashtag regular night with regular friends.
Okay, good. That's good to know. And I would not label myself... We already did identity in the first episode, right? But I wouldn't label myself as a boy, but I have been guilty of saying girl... girls about women who are
clearly
like could be in their 60s. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's like a very familiar thing to do towards women. Like you don't normally refer to people as like or men as boys. You're not like, oh, those boys over there, the boys I work with. You don't naturally do it. But yeah, girls gets thrown around a lot, especially in professional circumstances where it's very unprofessional, and please don't use that. My boss said good girl the other day.
Oh, did he pat you on the head as well and give you a dog biscuit?
One of my coworkers did because he heard it. And I was like, ugh, why would that be okay? Yeah,
that's not good, is it? Right?
I referred to him as a gentleman.
So if I am, next time that I'm going out with my male friends, it should be a gentleman's night out.
That sounds super fun and I would like to go. Or like a gentleman's club. Have you ever been?
A gentleman's club. But that to me, that sounds a bit stuffy and sexist though, right? Isn't it? Isn't that where gentleman kind of gets like a negative vibe?
Well, I think...
Are you laughing at vibe?
Yeah, I'm laughing at vibe. I'm laughing at you naturally saying vibe.
Ever since episode 5 or whatever it was, I've been thrown around vibe. Anyway.
Yeah, you've really been vibing. But I think gentleman like kind of had a strange course as a word. Like even 20 years ago, gentleman wasn't used like regularly. But I would say in the last couple of years, it comes up much more often than not. Like right now, it's in a viral meme. I don't know if you know that.
No.
So there's a video of a dog like sitting nicely, and it goes, "Oh, look at that well-distinguished gentleman just sitting." It's very funny, and it's funny in the sense of we don't have gentlemen anymore, so it's so far removed from what it actually used to be that to use it is the best. You throw it around, and like it was definitely skeezy from like the 60s to 80s.
Yeah, skeezy. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway, yes, I get it. So is the idea, therefore, that this word should be rehabilitated a bit?
I think it has been reclaimed.
Okay.
Like, if you considered yourself a gentleman.
Because I think it's something that men and boys, like literally boys, like my son who's a teenager, right, should aspire to be.
Me too, I think
They shouldn't aspire to be a proud boy who pisses everywhere, or I don't know what they do, but like who just thinks it's okay to punch people. It's not.
When I was a kid, and even now, like, I want to be respectful, I want to be kind, and thoughtful. And I think all of those qualities are encompassed with gentlemen.
Right. So we can go back to something that obviously is a little bit mythical, but like the idea of the knight being like sort of educated and respectful is what we should, in a modern way, modern context, try to sort of aim for.
I think so. I think that would be fair.
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
You think gentlemen would just be nice.
So if we can just get Vlad Putin to listen to this,
and all the Proud Boys,
he might be right. He might be the chief Proud Boy, might he?
Could you imagine that's what you want to be?
Proud Boy, right. Okay, well, Bobbie, thank you for encouraging gentlemanliness.
Thank you for being gentlemanly.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Please leave any comments that you may have. Send us them by email. The email address is in the show notes.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.